welcome back. Well, you know, pets and babies, two members of the families that sometimes you have to kind of become a self-doctor when you're at home to kind of diagnose what's happening. And a lot of times we don't really know what to do with pets. We can't really figure out how they're feeling or if there's something on their body that we should get looked at. So Megan Daly and Joshua Jalali, right? Thank you guys so much for coming in from Heart of Texas Specialty Center to kind of tell us how to become that self-doctor for your pet. Thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, thank you for having us.
And Josh, thank you for bringing Eris in. She's adorable. She's very well behaved. So a lot of us have our own fur babies at home. So how do we make sure that everything is good with them?
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously going to your veterinarian regularly and getting checkups and getting your exams is really important just to stay on top of things, because it's not just about getting vaccines, it's really about getting their overall health checked. But there are some things you can do at home in between those visits to really keep on top of that. And so I'm just going to kind of show you some of the things that I would do at home to keep on top of things. So one of the really important things, come here, honey. Good girl. One of the really important things is to check their teeth and their gums. And so the easy way to do that at home is just to, peel the lip back and just look at the gum there and say, do you see any bumps, any lumps, redness? Obviously in terms of, I'm an oncologist, so specifically I treat cancer in pets, but you also want to look at just their dental health and all that at the same time. And then you can also, a lot of times,
some nice teeth.
She does, you can also just kind of say ah and get a big look inside, and then look at the roof of the mouth and all that. And then dogs have lymph nodes just like people do, and so like if you get swollen glands when you get a sore throat or something like that, dogs can have that happen from cancer reasons or from infections. And so the lymph nodes in dogs, come here honey, whoop. Lymph nodes in dogs kind of sit in multiple places. So one of the places is kind of right under the chin here, so you can see like right under here is where a lymph node would sit.
Okay.
And then also kind of right here where the shoulder meets the neck.
So what do you feel? Are you feeling for a lump that shouldn't be there?
Yeah, because right now hers are normal, so you don't feel anything.
Yeah.
But if they're big, then you feel a bump there that's just like a round, hard bump. And so the other thing you want to check is just, kind of run your hands down them at home and feel for any lumps and bumps on their skin or under their skin, because any lump and bump could be a problem. It might be fine. Dogs can get benign skin tumors, little fatty lumps under the skin, or little warts, just like we do. But you want to make sure it is that and it's not something else. And so feeling for them, and if you find anything, having your veterinarian look at that, which typically involves actually putting a needle into the bump and looking at those cells on a slide and seeing, is it something that we need to worry about or is it fine? And that's a really simple and easy thing to do. But if you just kind of feel it and don't do anything about it, and it is something bad, then you might waste valuable time that you could have fixed it.
Yeah. And Eris is probably a healthy dog. Obviously, she's her master's in oncology technician. Anything else that we can do that we can look for on our fur baby? I mean, those are really the big things at home, I would say. But other things to look for in terms of behaviors are if they have any weight loss, unless you're trying to go on a diet. But weight loss for any unknown reason. If their behaviors change. So dogs and cats are not always the most expressive, in terms of discomfort, or, they can't tell you, hey, I don't feel good. So things that are subtle, like, if they are less social or just hiding more, or, just not being themselves, those are all kind of warning signs. And, a lot of people think, well, my dog's less active because he's getting older, but that's not necessarily the case. Right. We get older, but a lot of us are still active. Right. And so, it is something where they're trying sometimes to tell you warning signs, and they, they just can't tell you directly. Yeah, and the best thing you can do, take them to a vet. Thank you, Megan and Joshua, so much for coming in. You can find more information at heartoftexasvets.com. Eris, thank you so much for coming in and be a part of this.